at my daughter from school. Diana's expression remained neutral, but something in her eyes betrayed the cost of that moment. I stopped pretending the system was going to reward merit and credentials alone. I needed income, stability, and benefits. This job provides all three. Marcus swirled the wine in his glass, staring into it like it might contain answers. That I didn't realize. I mean, I heard about these issues, but I assumed they were exaggerated. Media narrative, you know. Of course you did, Diana said without hostility. Why would you think otherwise? The system has worked exactly as advertised, so when someone says it doesn't work for them, the natural assumption is that they're doing something wrong. But Mr. Hartwell, has it occurred to you that maybe, just maybe, your experience isn't universal? One of the men at the table shifted uncomfortably in his seat. I serve on the diversity committee at my firm. We've implemented blind resume reviews, structured interviews.
There's a chance I'm dead.
That's good, Diana interrupted.
Let's just reload that real quick.
Those things help, but they don't change the fundamental calculus that who you know, who vouches for you.
I hope that you didn't feel it beforehand. It helps, but I don't know.
You want to know why I'm still serving tables instead of managing portfolio? Because nobody in that world saw me and thought, future colleague. They saw someone who might fill a diversity quota or check a box for their annual report. Marcus set his glass down with careful precision. So when I was pontificating about merit and success, about how leaders make their own destiny, we were describing a system that mostly applies to people who've already started several rungs up the ladder. Look, I don't doubt you've worked hard. Most successful people do. But
jail deputy on video slamming a man into the wall and breaking his neck. Urgent state after testifying it was an unfortunate accident.
Wow. Oh, wait.
Nobody moved. The dynamic
No, I'm dead.
so completely that four wealthy diners now seemed like students in Diana the instructor. The 247 employees whose pensions you liquidated, Diana said quietly, returned to her earlier job. I'd be willing to bet most of them worked incredibly hard. Showed up every day, did their jobs well, played by the rules they were taught. And someone with more power decided that their years of labor were worth less than maximizing shareholder value. You ask what separates successful from unsuccessful people. From where I'm standing, it's often just who has the power to make those decisions versus who has those decisions made about them. Marcus's jaw worked silently for a moment.
I'm not even moving it, it's just fucking me itself.
Most people don't, Diana said. We're all the heroes of our own stories.
Nope,
Nobody
not
thinks
at all.
they're the villain. You see yourself as a smart businessman getting tough calls. Those workers probably see you as the person who stole their retirement. Both perspectives are truth to them, but only one perspective gets to be called. The woman in diamond spoke again, her voice thoughtful. So if you had that $1 billion, you'd invested in systems that give more people the opportunities that were denied to you. Not denied, delayed, Diana corrected. I'm not giving up on using my MBA. I'm building the foundation first. My daughter needs to finish school, my mother needs care, priorities need to be made. But I'm also creating a new, learning how wealth actually operates from the inside. She gestured around the restaurant, and positioning myself for when the right opportunity comes. That's remarkably patient, one of the men observed. Most
Give
people
this a try.
Diana laughed, the sound carrying genuine music. Oh, I'm just I'm just also pragmatic. Bitterness doesn't pay the rent. And honestly, working here has taught me things no classroom ever could. I've watched $1 million deals get made over dessert. Few marriages end between the appetizer and entree. Observed from extremely wealthy think about money versus
Oh my god, I got it.
This job is like an anthropology study of the upper class, except I get paid minimum wage plus tips to conduct my
And
research.
of course now he's got fucking sad on everything.
Recurring service work into market research. I'm turning service work into survival with the side of education.
Okay.
Diana corrected.
Definitely only gonna click the wide house option.
You'd be amazed what people reveal when they forget to snap are human beings capable of hearing and understanding. The weight of that observation settled over the table like morning fog, cold, penetrating.
Let's slide.
Marcus picked up his wine glass, then set it down without drinking. One of his companions checked his watch with obvious discomfort, clearly calculating how to exit his dinner that had transformed from routine into moral examination. I need to apologize, Marcus said finally, the word seeming to cost him considerable effort. What I said earlier
slide around
about
over
service
here.
workers, about ambition and mediocrity,
Well, I
that
won't
was ignorant
take as
and
much damage when you fuck me
I
off
made
again.
assumptions based on nothing but my own
Don't
knowledge
fuck
of
me
life.
off. Keep be a good horse.
Thank you,
Yes.
Diana said simply. Though if I'm being honest, apologies are easier than I feel change. You'll leave here tonight, go back to your life, maybe feel bad about this conversation for a few days. But will anything actually be different? Marcus flinched as if she'd struck him. That's not fair. You can't expect one conversation to what? Change fundamental worldview. Restructure ingrained beliefs about merit and success. You're right, I can't. Diana picked
Good
up her
horsey.
tray, signaling the conversation's imminent end.
Good horsey.
But here's something to consider. Every person you encounter is carrying
It's
a
not
story
tamed
rather
yet
than
though.
every
What?
servant, janitor, cashier, receptionist, have all complete beings with dreams
Oh,
and
really?
disappointments and circumstances you can't see. Maybe the change is in how you allocate your life. Maybe it starts with just a
Because she got comfortable.
She began to turn away, but Marcus's voice stopped her. Wait. Please. Diana paused, her expression neutral. Marcus pulled out his wallet and extracted a business card. He held it for a moment, then grabbed the pen
No
and wrote something
bucking.
on the back before extending it toward Diana. This is my direct office line. The number on the
No
back is my
bucking.
personal cell. I
Experienced fall in Pennsylvania's.
Diana looked at the card without taking it. Why? Because you're right about almost everything, Marcus admitted. Because I've spent my entire career believing that success
No
is simply
bucking.
a function of talent and determination, and you've just comprehensively demonstrated
No.
success.
Damn it.
Because he hesitated, vulnerability creeping into his voice, because I have a daughter too. She's 12. And I want her growing up in a world that recognizes her merit regardless of what she looks like or where
Oh,
she
hey, I
starts.
didn't take any damage. Yay.
Which means I need to understand how the world actually works, not just how I've experienced it.
No, really, I've been
looking
buffed
for
off.
signs of performance or manipulation. But Marcus met her gaze steadily, his earlier arrogance replaced by something that looked like genuine
I don't think you do carrots does shit, to
I'm
be
not looking
honest.
for charity, Diana said carefully. If this is some kind of guilt-driven gesture, it's not, Marcus interrupted. Or maybe it is partially, but that's not the main thing. You have an MBA from Columbia.
I know you want to be my
and 15 years
horse.
of observing how wealthy people think and operate. You understand systems in ways that most of my highly paid consultants don't because you've seen both sides. That's valuable
That's what a horse
perspective.
doesn't come up because it
I'm
doesn't
not
have proper
offering you a job out of
equipment.
pity. I'm suggesting you talk because
No.
you clearly have insights I need to hear. The woman in diamonds leaned forward. Marcus is on the board of the Hartwell Foundation. It's his family's charitable
What if I
trust,
just sit
about
on it?
$600 million in assets. They've been struggling with impact measurement and program effectiveness. If even half of what you said tonight about sustainable investment and community development is legitimate, it is, Diana said firmly. Then you might be.
That's what I get for trying to move it.
The woman extended her own card. I'm Rebecca Chen, CEO of Meridian Capital. We do impact investing and social venture funding. I'd be very interested in discussing your perspectives on community development finance. Diana took both cards, her expression carefully controlled even as her mind raced. This was either an extraordinary opportunity or an elaborate setup for disappointment. 15 years had taught me
Whoa.
promises from wealthy people who
Come on, Hoss. Don't do me that way.
I'll think about it, Diana said neutrally. Right now, I need to get back to work before my manager wonders why I've been standing at your table for 15 minutes. Of course. Marcus stood, pulling out his wallet again. He laid several $100 bills on the table, far more than the check required. For the service. And for the education. Which was worth considerably
Maybe he's
more
mad that
than
he's over encumbered.
Diana pocketed the tips without false modesty. She needed the money too much for pride. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. She walked back to the service station, acutely aware of 4 pairs of eyes following her progress. Antoine intercepted her with a concerned expression. Everything okay? I saw Hartwell stand up, thought there might be trouble. No trouble, Diana said carefully. Just an unexpectedly substantive conversation about economic theory and social mobility. Antoine's eyebrows rose. At table 12. With Marcus Hartwell. At Diana's nod, he laughed in disbelief. Mind you, that man usually only discusses money and himself.
No.
I think you tried to humiliate me and accidentally started running instead, Diana said dryly. She pulled out the business cards, studying them in the light. Marcus's card was heavy stuff, raised lettering announcing his position as CEO of Hartwell Capital Management. Rebecca Chen's was simple but equally professional, the Meridian Capital logo embossed on silver. Are those what I think they are? Antoine asked. Business cards from a billionaire and a venture capital CEO, given to a waitress who just lectured them on wealth inequality and social responsibility. Diana shook her head and wondered. Either I'm about to have an incredible opportunity, or this is the setup for the world's coolest joke. All done, Antoine urged. What's the worst that happened? They ignore you. You're no worse off than you are now. The worst that happens is they give me hope and then take it away, Diana corrected quietly. I can handle being dismissed out. It's being almost accepted and then rejected that destroys you. Before Antoine could respond, Michael emerged from the back office.
Oh, he bucked me off finally. I thought I was getting some of that time.
Someone had complained. Of course they had. She'd let her emotions override her professional judgment, and now she was going to pay for it. Diana, my office please, Michael said curtly. Antoine squeezed her shoulder sympathetically as she followed the restaurant manager through the kitchen and into the small administrative space that served as his office. Michael closed the door and gestured for her to sit. Diana remained standing. Before you say
Come on, Hossy.
I want to apologize. What happened at table 12 was completely inappropriate. I let my personal feelings interfere with professional service, and that's inexcusable. If you need to let me go, I understand. Michael stared at her for a long moment, then did something unexpected. He smiled. Diana, I'm not firing you. I'm trying to figure out what the hell just happened. Marcus Hartwell called me 10 minutes ago, personally called my cell phone, to tell me that you provided the most valuable service he's received in any restaurant in his entire life. He specifically requested that you receive accommodation and asked me to ensure your schedule for all his future reservations. Diana blinked. He won. He also left a $3,000 tip and said to split it between you and the support staff was nothing. Michael leaned against his desk. So I'll ask again, what happened out there?
Okay, I think the house is starting to get used to me.
She refused moments earlier. I gave him financial advice. And maybe lectured him a little about systemic inequality, wealth responsibility, and the difference between merit and privilege. Michael smiled widely. You lectured Marcus Hartwell, one of the most powerful men in New York finance, about wealth inequality. In my defense, he asked for it. Sort of. He was being condescending and I reacted. Diana pulled out the business cards. He gave me these. Told me to call him about potential opportunities with his family foundation.
Come on, Hossy.
Michael whistled low.
We want to own you.
That's serious money doing serious work. Diana, do you realize what this could mean?
Not bucked me off yet. Let's try jump. Nope.
Every time
Does
I
not
let
like me
myself
enough
hope
for
for
jump
something
yet.
better, the universe reminds me why hope is dangerous. I'm 40 years old, Michael. I've learned to manage my expectations. You're 39, Michael corrected with a slight smile. And maybe it's time to stop managing expectations and start taking risks. That MBA didn't come cheap, in money or sacrifice. When are you going to use it? When my
Oh, it's an
daughter's
ion ore
education is
vein.
secure, my mother's medical bills are covered, and I have enough savings to survive if things go wrong, Diana replied. Stability first, ambition
I wonder
second.
if opening that fucks
That's
with
the
it.
rule when you don't have a safety net.
That
Michael's
talk to
expression
Lydia
softened.
shit.
I get it. I really do. But sometimes the safety net appears exactly when you're willing to
We're
tell
gonna
it.
try this again.
Not before. He's straight.
One of these times it's gonna walk.
Hey, use the time to think about whether you want to make those calls. And Diane, whatever you decide, you earn the right to try. Don't let fear steal that from you. Diana left the office in a day, her mind spinning through possibilities and pitfalls in an equal measure. The kitchen staff congratulated her on the massive hit. Their genuine happiness with her success
Don't mind me,
her
Hoss.
chest that had gone 12 years ago. She finished her shift on
No, you're not supposed to mind me. Oh.
By the time she hung up her apron at 11 p.m., she talked herself
You were not supposed to mind me.
The subway ride home to Washington Heights gave her 40 minutes to continue the internal debate. On one hand, legitimate opportunity, potential career breakthrough, chance to finally use her education. On the other, possible humiliation, risk of losing focus on current stability, the exhausting process of looking for
That was a
something
dick move, Hoss.
Her apartment was dark when she entered. Just the nightlight in the hallway casting shadows across worn furniture that was clean but desperately needed replacing. Diana checked on her daughter first. Maya was asleep, textbook still spread across her bed where she'd been studying. Diana carefully moved the books to the desk, pulled the blanket up to Maya's shoulders, and pressed a kiss to her forehead.
If only I could somehow feed the Hoss a carrot.
Her mother's gentle snoring indicated the dialysis had gone well today. Small mercies. Diana stood in the doorway for a moment, watching the woman who'd raised her alone, who'd worked 3 jobs to keep them housed and fed, who'd never complained about the sacrifices required. If Diana had learned resilience anywhere, it was from watching her mother transform obstacles into stepping stones through sheer determination. In her own small bedroom, Diana laid the business cards on her nightstand and stared at them like they might transform into something else.
No fighting.
Marcus Hartwell's personal cell phone number. Rebecca Chen's direct line. Tangible connections to a world that had spent years telling her she didn't belong. She picked up the phone, then set it down. Picked it up again. The late hour made calling tonight inappropriate, but she could draft a message. Something professional, grateful, indicating interest without desperation. He opened his email and began typing. Mr. Hartwell, thank you for the conversation this evening and for your generous. She deleted it. Too formal. Too distant. Marcus, I appreciated our discussion tonight. Too familiar. Presumptuous. Diana set the phone aside and pulled out the laptop instead. If she was going to do this, if she was going to take this risk, she needed to be prepared. She opened her files from Columbia, finding a thesis on sustainable community development through impact investing. She'd spent 2 years researching, writing, and refining this work.
One of these times it's gonna fucking walk.
But publishing required time, connections, and resources Diana hadn't possessed. She read through the executive summary, skimmed her ideas with fresh eyes. Everything she told Marcus tonight was grounded in this research, case studies of successful interventions, analysis of why traditional philanthropy often fails, models for measuring social return on investment. It was good work. Solid. Innovative in places. What if this was real? What if Marcus Hartwell genuinely wanted to understand systems he'd never had to think about? What if Rebecca should actually value perspective that challenged conventional approaches? Diana's phone buzzed with a text message.
Oh, well,
Her
I go
partner
fly.
she saw it was from Life is too short to wonder what
I didn't take that much damage.
She smiled despite her anxiety. Antoine had immigrated from France 15 years ago with culinary school credentials and $50. Now he was head sommelier at one of New York's most prestigious restaurants. He understood calculated risks. Another test arrived. This was Michael. I took a chance at the restaurant manager position 20 years ago, even though I had no experience. Best decision I ever made. Your turn. Diana looked at the business cards again. Tomorrow, she decided. Tomorrow she'd make the calls with a clear head and prepared coffee for it. Tonight, she'd refine her research, review her credentials, and remember that she'd earned her place at any table she chose to approach.
No
She worked
bucking.
until 2 a.m., updating her thesis with recent economic data, adding current examples of successful community development programs, strengthening her arguments with fresh evidence. By the time she finally collapsed into bed, she had a 15-page summary document that tackled her approach to impact investing in clear, compelling terms. Sleep came quickly, her dreams a confused mixture of triumph and disaster. She was presented to boardrooms, being laughed out of offices, seeing her ideas implemented, watching her tales from campus.
Seemed like a really long sleep.
My promise to my
Kinda.
clients is that
Feeling like she'd run out. Maya was already up, making breakfast with the easy confidence of a teenager
Look at that.
earlier.
We're 47 minutes into an hour and a half one.
Damn.
Complicated night, Diana corrected, accepting the coffee her daughter offered. Something happened at work. Something potentially good, but also scary. Maya studied her with eyes too knowing for 14. The scary good things are usually the ones worth doing. Many people so wise. Learn from the best. Maya grabbed her backpack. I thought debate practice after school, then I'm going to grandma's
Okay, we're just gonna
dialysis.
sit on the house for a minute.
So you have the afternoon free to pursue whatever scary good thing as you look like you see it go.
Good.
Diana hugged her daughter tightly. I love you. You know that, right? Obviously.
I don't feel like moving this fucking heater, so
Maya grinned. Now go be
keep an
amazing.
ear out.
Show those fancy people
No.
who you are. After Maya left, Diana showered, dressed in her one good interview suit, and sat down with
Oi. This motherfucker's taking a good long time to...
Oh, Lord. It's like, which way do you do? Do you try to straighten the legs and back and chance it?
Right.
Or do you just chance the legs going out anyway?
Come on, horse. Stay tame. No fighting me. Okay, give you a minute to calm down. I wish I had the steed fucking... I forget what the steed is. Steed standing still.
Phones and laptops. 9 a.m. was professional enough to call. She started with Rebecca Chen, figuring the venture capital CEO might be more businesslike and less emotionally complicated than markets. The phone rang 3 times before a crisp voice answered.
Oh no,
Rebecca
I've
Chen.
become addled with fatigue.
Miss Chen, this is Diana Mitchell. We met last night at the Sterling Inn.
Damn it, you fucked me off again.
Arden mentioned wanting to discuss community development finance. Diana, yes. I'm so glad you called. Rebecca's voice warmed immediately. I was hoping you would. Do you have time to talk now, or should we schedule something? Diana's prepared speech evaporated. She'd expected an assistant, a request to send her resume, a light deflection. Not immediate engagement. Yes, I have time now. If you do. Perfect. I've been thinking about your comments last night regarding mixed income housing development and infrastructure investment. That's adjacent to work we're doing at Meridian, but we've been struggling with execution models that don't just replicate existing policies. You mentioned evidence-based decision-making and performance measures.
No, that
Can you
awesome.
elaborate on what that would look like in practice? Diana opened her laptop, pulling up her research. The fundamental issue with most affordable housing programs is they concentrate poverty without providing capital to economic activity. You end up with communities that have limited access to quality education,
Damn you, Hoss.
and employment opportunities. That creates generational poverty cycles that are almost impossible to break.
Okay, this will be like the 9th time.
We've seen that pattern repeated.
Because I think one of those times I fucked off, I ate tails twice.
Start with
I
location
needed the tails to
selection.
go back how many times I've fucking done this.
Diana explained, where nervousness fades as you move into familiar territory. You're looking for areas with good school districts, reasonable commute times to employment sectors, existing or planned infrastructure. Then you develop mixed income housing, say 30% market rate, 40% workforce housing, 30% subsidized.
What are those,
So you're
standing
creating
stones?
economic diversity from the start.
Oh, that's the necromancer's thing.
The market rate units would need to subsidize the others. Which is why you need corporate partnerships and tax incentives, Diana continued. Opportunity zones offer capital gains and hurdle for investments in designated areas. New markets tax credits provide additional
Oh,
revenue.
I thought it said that horse has been tamed. No, it's, yeah, it's long.
Housing near their facilities. You can often negotiate cost-sharing arrangements. She could
Just
be
trying to walk
typing on
around
the
while I
other end.
found it until I tamed it.
Rebecca was taking notes. The key is treating housing as ecosystem development, not just construction, Diana said. Every project should include community spaces, access to healthcare services, childcare facilities, infrastructure as possible. And you measure success not just on units built, but on employment rates, educational outcomes,
Damn
health
it,
measures.
Lucas.
Real data on whether you're actually changing lives. This is exactly what we need, Rebecca said. We've been approaching this too narrowly.
Okay,
Just
maybe
the
it's getting
financial
close to being
returns
tamed
I
now.
don't know.
Social
You can try it.
required for sustainable
Seems like
growth.
it's pretty close.
Diana, I'd like you to come in for a formal meeting. Can you do Friday afternoon? Say, 2 p.m. Diana's heart raced.
Ron?
Yes, I
I
can
think so.
Excellent. I'll have my assistant send you the details. And
Not
Diana,
saying tamed yet.
bring your research. Everything you just described. I want to see your models, your data, your vision for how this actually works. We're raising a $200 million impact fund, and I think your perspective could be invaluable in structuring our investments.
Baby horse,
After
come
the
on.
call ended, Diana sat staring at her phone in disbelief. $200 million fund. A real meeting with a legitimate venture capital fund. This wasn't charity or pity, Rebecca Chen wanted her expertise. She allowed herself exactly 30 seconds of celebration before moving to the next call. Marcus Hartwell's number felt heavier somehow, weighted with the previous night's presentation.
Come on, Horsey.
He died.
No.
This time, an assistant answered. Professional, official, clearly accustomed to screening calls. Mr. Hartwell's office. This is Diana Mitchell calling from Marcus Hartwell. We met yesterday evening, and he asked me to reach out regarding the Hartwell Foundation. One
Not
moment,
cool.
please. Brief hold music. Then, Ms. Mitchell, Mr. Hartwell has been expecting your call. Please hold for me. Expected the call. Diana's hands tightened on the phone. Diana. Marcus's voice was different than last night. Less performative, more genuine. Thank you for calling. I wasn't sure you would.
Okay.
I almost didn't. Diana
I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and
wanted
wait.
to be cautious
Let it
about
get used to us and warm up to us.
opportunities that seem too good to be true. Fair enough. I probably feel the same way in your position. Marcus paused. I didn't sleep much last night. Kept thinking about our conversation, about those pension holders, about what you said regarding power and perspective. I called my CFO at 2 a.m. and told him to pull all the documentation of that acquisition. Wanted to see the actual faces behind the numbers. Diana said nothing, letting
You
it
ready, Horsey?
247 people. You were right
No,
about the
he's not
19-year
ready.
average too. I looked at the actuarial data. The money we liquidated from their pension fund would have provided an average of $1,847 per month for their retirement. We extracted that value, added it to the company's balance sheet to make the business look more profitable, then sold it for $30+ million in profit. His voice had gone flat. I literally took food off the tables of 247 families so I could have a better return on my investment. Yes, Diana said simply. You did. I'm not asking for forgiveness or absolution, Marcus continued. What's done is done, and I can't forgive. But I can try to do better going forward.
It shouldn't take this
Which
many
is why I want
tries.
to talk to you about the Hartwell Foundation. It's got $600 million in assets, and honestly, we've been running it like a vanity project. Fund some scholarships, sponsor some galas, write checks to organizations with good branding. No real impact measurement, no strategic vision, just wealthy people doing what they think helps without actually knowing it.
I've got your back.
And you
As
want
you
to
wish,
change
my
that?
thing.
Diana asked. I want to not be the villain in other people's stories anymore, Marcus said quietly. Or at least, I want to be less of one. You talked about investing in systems that work, about creating pathways instead of just throwing money at problems. The foundation needs that kind of thinking. It needs someone who understands both the financial mechanics and the human impact. It needs you. Diana took a breath. What exactly are you proposing? Come in for a meeting with the foundation board. Present your ideas for how impact investing in community development will work. If the board agrees, and I think they will, we'd like to hire you as a strategic advisor. Initially consulting, but potentially full-time in 3 or 4 hours.
It's as soon as I get on the horse that fucking mod does that.
Define commensurate, Diana said, for business school training kicking in. Never accept vague compensation policies. Marcus named a figure that made Diana's breath catch. It was more than triple her current income. With that salary, she could pay down her student loans aggressively, secure her mother's medical care, build actual savings. The financial precarity that had defined her entire adult life would
Come
finally
on,
end.
stop making me fucking kill you.
That's generous, Diana managed. It's market rate for someone with your credentials working in strategic philanthropy, Marcus corrected.
And I can't even get near the damn
Because
thing
you
now.
have an MBA from Columbia and you understand compensation structure. Don't understand yourself, Diana. Last night you proved your
My bad, Horsey.
years.
Now I have to reload.
Diana felt tears prick her eyes and blinked them back fiercely.
My
When
bad.
did you want this meeting? How's next Tuesday? 10 a.m. I'll arrange for the full board to attend. It's my parents, my sister, and 3 outside advisors. They'll want to vet you, ask questions, probably challenge your assumptions. Can you handle that? I've been handling people challenging my
Don't
assumptions
shoot,
my
don't
entire
shoot,
life,
don't shoot.
Diana said dryly. Usually they just called it interviews where they found reasons not to hire me. Marcus laughed. The sound grew.
I meant
Yeah,
to use
I'm
the
starting to
shout,
understand
but
that pattern.
oh well.
This will be different, Diana. I'll make sure of it. After ending the call, Diana sat in
No.
the quiet apartment, her mind struggling to process
That one
what
looked like it
just
was gonna
happened.
kill me.
In less than an hour, she donned from Naples with an amused MBA to consultant for a venture capital firm.
Let's try this without me falling off the fucking horse.
It wasn't real yet. Meetings could go badly. Offers could evaporate. Boards could decide she wasn't the right fit. But for the first time in a year, maybe that
We're just gonna make him
allowed herself to
nice
think
real
without
quick.
immediately questioning her judgment.
Eat a carrot.
The next 5 days passed in a blur of preparation. Diana spent every free moment refining
Now we're gonna light it.
researching both Meridian Capital and the Hartwell Foundation, and developing concrete proposals that balance financial sustainability with social impact. Maya watched with proud amazement as their small apartment transformed into a strategic war room, papers and charts covering every available surface. Mom, you're kind of
That
scary.
allegiance thing should fucking walk,
Maya
man.
observed Wednesday evening, finding Diana surrounded by 3 laptops and a mountain of impact. Scary good or scary bad? Diana asked without looking up the impact measurement matrix she was developed. Scary like, I'm glad you're my mom and not my competitor. Maya handed her a sandwich. Eat. You've been working for 6
That was
hours
a good
straight.
answer.
Diana accepted a few quick.
I'm glad you're my mom and not my competitor.
These people are giving me a chance most people don't get. I can't lose this. You won't. Maya sat cross-legged on the floor beside her mother's chair.
Son of a bitch.
You've already proven yourself. You got your MBA while working full-time and raising it. You kept us afloat through everything. You lectured at millions of people sitting with the entire world. You're not the underdog anymore. You're the expert they need. Act like
Get your ass over here.
Diana looked at her daughter with wonder. How did you get so smart? Genetics and environment, Maya said with a grin. Mostly genetics. You're welcome. Friday afternoon, Diana
He's
walked
not
into
pained
Meridian
yet.
Capital's offices in Midtown Manhattan wearing her interview suit and carrying the
My
professional
mother asked her how she got
photos
so
of
smart,
success.
she said genetics.
The reception area
Huh.
was all glass and steel, contemporary art on the walls, the quiet hum of serious money being seriously managed. Rebecca Chu greeted her personally, which Diana noted as significant. CEOs didn't typically meet consultants in reception areas. They were shown to conference rooms by assistants. That Rebecca came down herself suggested genuine interest, not pro forma courtesy. Diana, welcome. Thank you for coming. Rebecca's handshake was firm, professional. We've got the senior investment team gathered, 4 partners and 2 analysts. They're eager to hear your perspectives. The conference room overlooked the
Probably fucked it up by using the
stretching in all directions.
animal thing on it.
Physical reminder of the scale
Tomorrow,
of capital
instead
and
of playing
influence
hockey after I have a
exactly
couple
like
cups
this.
of coffee,
6 people stood as
and
Diana
dump my heat
their
trash,
expressions ranging from
you know,
curious
the
to
regular
cynical.
bullshit.
This was
Yeah.
the test. Could she command respect from people who spent careers in the start? Diana
Shit
said
ready
that
to
fully
pull this
with each
round.
person's eyes in turn. Thank you for your time. I understand you're raising a significant impact fund and struggling with execution models that create sustainable outcomes. I'd like to propose a framework that addresses both
Let's test
financial
something.
returns and measurable social impact. She opened her laptop and pulled up her presentation. No preamble, no apologies for her background or inexperience in this specific context. Just competence, confidence, and content that spoke for itself. For the next 90 minutes,
He's looking like he's really gonna bite me again.
she presented case studies of successful community development projects, analyzed why traditional affordable housing failed, demonstrated how opportunity mapping could identify
I don't know if it's tamed or not. Oh,
shows
it's not tamed.
mathematical models proving that mixed income communities
Because it's
generate
doing that
better
shit
long-term
still.
returns than either pure market rate or pure subsidized development.
No, jump.
The questions
Damn.
started friendly and grew increasingly challenging. One partner pressed her on realistic timelines for social return on investment. An analyst questioned
I
whether
wonder.
employment partnership model could scale nationally. Another partner challenged her assumption that corporations would share infrastructure costs. Diana answered each question with data, examples, and occasionally, honest acknowledgement of uncertainty. I don't have perfect information on corporate participation rate, as this model hasn't been tried at scale. But pilot programs in Chicago and Denver suggest 40 to 60% employer engagement when presented with workforce housing within 15 miles of their facility. That's statistically significant enough to build projections on. Rebecca watched more than she spoke, occasionally making notes, her expression unreadable. When Diana finished, silence filled the conference room. She fought the urge to fill it with nervous chatter, instead waiting for their response. One of the senior partners, a woman of the 50s with sharp eyes
Damn
and
it.
sharper questions throughout the presentation, leaned back in her chair. Ms. Mitchell, I've spent 23 years in VPAC investing. I've seen hundreds of proposals from consultants with fancy
Honestly, I
credentials
think it's
and
some sort of bug, but
yours is
I'll
the
keep
first
trying.
one that acknowledges complexity while providing actionable
eventually I'll have this
What have
house.
you been hiding?
Whether it
Diana
wants to or
allowed
not,
herself
it
a
will be
slight
mine.
smile. Waiting tables at the Sterling Room and dated NBA at night, which gave me both theoretical grounding and practical observation of how wealth actually operates. The partner laughed. Best answer I've heard in years. She looked at Rebecca. Hire her. Today. Before someone else does. Rebecca's professional mask cracked into a genuine smile. I was hoping you'd say that. Diana, we'd like to bring you on as a senior consultant for the fund development. Initially a 6-month
Okay,
contract,
lasting
possibly
longer.
permanent placement. You'd be working directly with me and the investment
We will
team to
galloping
structure our
too and
community
switching
development
between
program.
them.
The compensation package, she slid a folder
Let's
across the
see.
table, is outlined.
Nope.
Diana opened the folder. The numbers were better than Marcus had offered. Not
Oh
by
no.
much, but enough to speak to that they value her expertise highly.
I think that might be bugging it too when I open that.
And
But
clause about potential equity participation if she converted to full-time employment. I need to be transparent about something, Diana said carefully. I've also been approached by the Poplar Foundation. I have a meeting with their board too. I don't know what they'll offer, but if both opportunities
and there I go flying again.
consider them carefully.
You never know when one of these falls is gonna kill you.
Smart. You should consider all options. I'll tell you this though, Meridian is building something new. Impact investing that actually measures impact, that holds ourselves accountable for outcomes, that doesn't just make wealthy people feel good about themselves. If that vision aligns with yours, I hope you'll choose to be part of it. Can I have the weekend to review everything? Diana
Come on,
asked.
horse.
Absolutely. We'd need an answer by Monday afternoon if possible. Rebecca stood, extending her hand. Diana, regardless of what you decide, thank you. That was one of the most impressive presentations I've seen in years. Diana left Meridian Capital walking on air. She'd done it. She'd proven her competence in the most demanding environment possible, and they wanted her. Not despite her background, but because of it. Because
Damn
her
it.
unique perspective had value they couldn't get elsewhere.
I'm not trying to open that.
From the subway platform. They offered me the position. His whoop of joy echoed across the phone. I told you. Congratulations. When do you start? I haven't accepted yet. I have the foundation meeting Tuesday.
No.
I need to see all my options before deciding. He paused. And went on making a statement. What if I choose wrong?
Okay, it
If you
didn't
learn
help.
something and choose differently next time, he said pragmatically. Diana, you've been playing it safe your entire life because you had to. Now you get to take it. You're looking at what most organizations want. That's not a problem.
Get your ass
That's
back
privilege
here.
learned. Enjoy it. Saturday and Sunday passed in a haze of research into the Hartwell Foundation's history, structure, and previous funding decisions. What Diana found was simultaneously encouraging and concerning. The Foundation had tremendous resources, a scattershot strategy, funding everything from arts programs to medical research to educational scholarships without clear connective tissue. Good intentions without coherent vision. Which may be
Oi.
frustration or opportunity, depending on how much
Damien.
autonomy they actually get to reshape their approach. Tuesday morning arrived with surprising calm. Diana had expected nerves, but instead she felt centered, prepared, ready. She'd done everything possible to position herself for success. Now it was just about presenting her authentic vision and letting the board decide if it aligned with her. The Hartwell Foundation offices occupied the top floor of a building in financial district, all in a state of elegance and ordinary expression. Marcus met her in the reception area, his manner warmer and less performative than at the restaurant. Diana, thank you for coming. The board is assembling. He paused. I should warn you, my father can be challenging. He built his foundation 40 years ago with strong opinions about how philanthropy should work. Don't let him rattle you. Challenging how? Diana asked. He'll test you. Push back on your assumptions. Try to see if you know what you're talking about, or if you're just repeating impressive sounding feelings. Marcus smiled slightly. Honestly, you'll probably handle him better than I do. You don't have 30 years of family baggage clouding your responses. The boardroom was traditional, with panels, leather chairs, oil portraits of previous Hartwell generations watching.
I actually kind of like this story.
7 people sat around the conference table. Marcus, an older couple who could only be his parents, a woman in her 40s who resembled Marcus enough to be his sister, and 3 others who introduced themselves as outside advisors with backgrounds in education, healthcare, and financial
I
management.
wonder. I have an idea.
Richard
Let's
Hartwell,
try it.
the foundation's founder,
It's gonna load here. I'm gonna hop onto it real quick and then I'm gonna hop off as soon as I get on before it fucks me off and see what
He
happens.
was in his mid-70s, still sharp-eyed and commanding despite his age. Miss Mitchell, he said without preamble. My son tells me you criticized his business practices while serving him wine, then convinced him to reconsider fundamental assumptions about wealth and responsibility. That's either remarkably brave or remarkably foolish. Which is it? Diana replied calmly. It was honest. Mr. Hartwell asked what I'd do with $1 million. I told him the truth instead of what I thought he wanted to do. That's not bravery.
As soon as I get on the house, that's gonna get up on now.
Richard's eyes widened slightly, then he laughed, a sharp bark of genuine amusement. I like her already. Sit down, Ms. Mitchell. Convince me that this foundation should trust you with our family's philanthropic legacy. For the next 2 hours, Diana presented her vision for strategic, impact-focused philanthropy. She walked them through the same community development models she'd shown Meridian, but adapted them specifically for foundation work. Where Meridian needed to generate financial returns for investors, the Hartwell Foundation would prioritize social returns, but both require rigorous measurement and accountability. Traditional philanthropy often fails because it treats symptoms instead of systems, Diana explained. You fund a scholarship program, which is wonderful for the 10 students who receive it. But the 90 who didn't get selected still face the same barriers. Meanwhile, the structures that made those scholarships necessary, inadequate public education funding, wealth-based college admissions, potential inflation in hiring, continue unchallenged.
We're just gonna keep riding it until I die
Don't fund scholarships.
or something, but we're gonna try to
Fund
find
scholarships
some
as
other
part of a
dough.
larger strategy that addresses systemic issues, Diana counted. Partner with school districts to improve K-12 education quality so fewer students need remedial interventions. Work with employers to create apprenticeship and training programs that provide alternatives to 4-year degrees. Advocate for policy changes that reduce financial barriers to education. The scholarships become one tool in a comprehensive approach instead of an isolated gesture.
I'm sorry, the
Once
thing
the
on that
outside
because I didn't have that
advisors,
locked.
the women with healthcare experience lean forward. That's significantly more complex than writing checks to established organizations. It requires expertise we may not have in-house.
That's
It
actually not
requires
that
hiring
far.
people with expertise and giving them autonomy to develop programs, Diana
I might do that one.
which is expensive and risky. But the current approach, say, scattered funding with minimal impact measurement, is also expensive. It's just that the costs are hidden in opportunity cost rather than direct investment. Marcus's sister spoke for the first time.
Let's talk about how to kill the queen.
Restructure how the foundation operates. That's a tremendous undertaking. Why should we trust you to lead that change? It was the central question, the one Diana had known would come. She took a breath before answering. You probably shouldn't, Diana said
This is
breathlessly.
what I'm doing.
I have an MBA and solid theoretical grounding, but I've never run a foundation. I've never managed a multi-million-dollar philanthropic portfolio. I've never navigated
Obviously, this
complex
also is
relationships
with
with
me.
funders, nonprofit partners, and community stakeholders. On paper, I'm dramatically underqualified for what you're considering. Richard's expression hardened. Several board members shifted in their seats. Marcus looked worried. But Diana continued, I have something most traditional philanthropic advisors don't. I've lived on the receiving end of systems that don't work. I know what it's like to work 3 times as hard for half the rest.
Damn you, Hoss.
I understand how promising programs fail because they don't account for real-world constraints like childcare, transportation, or simply not having cushion for unexpected emergencies. And I'm not invested in maintaining the status quo because the status quo has never served me particularly well. She met Richard's eyes directly. You asked if approaching your son was brave or foolish. The truth is, it was necessary. I was exhausted from watching wealthy people congratulate themselves for their success while dismissing everyone else's struggles as personal failures. Sometimes you reach a point where you stop caring about consequences and start caring about truth. That makes me dangerous to comfortable assumptions, which is either exactly what you need or exactly what you should avoid. You'll have to decide which.
I didn't want to get off the
Diana
fucking
watched
house,
the
you
board members process her words, some nodding thoughtfully, others Richard's expression was unfeeling. Then he smiled, not the polite smile of social nicety, but genuine pleasure. Dan, Marcus, you were right about that. He turned to the other board members. I vote yes. I haven't heard anyone talk about philanthropy with this kind of clear-eyed honesty in 40 years. We bring her on, give her resources, and see what happens when we actually trust someone to shape things up. Marcus's mother, who'd been silent throughout, spoke in a soft voice that somehow commanded attention. I agree. But Ms. Misha, I want to hear your answer to one more question. What happens when you fail? Because you will fail sometimes.
Damn it.
New approaches mean risks, and risks mean occasional disasters. How do you handle failure? Diana appreciated the question's sophistication. Anyone could talk confidently about success. How you thought about failure revealed character. I acknowledge it quickly, analyze it honestly, and adjust accordingly, Diana said. Failure in philanthropy isn't wasting money, it's just inefficient. Real failure is continuing programs that don't work because we're too
Come on,
proud or
Hoss.
stubborn to admit they
Walk
failed.
with me here.
I'd rather try 10 innovative approaches and have half succeed than do the same comfortable thing that produces mediocre results forever. Marcus's mother smiled. That's the right answer. You have my vote. The others fell in line quickly after that. Marcus's sister, the 3 advisors, all expressing support with varying degrees of enthusiasm. Within 15 minutes, it was unanimous. The Hartwell Foundation wanted to hire Diana as their director of strategic initiatives.
One of these times, damn it. Come on.
Develop new programs aligned with measurable impact. The compensation package they offered was substantial, not quite as much as Meridian, but including opportunities for growth that the consulting position didn't provide. More importantly, it came with real authority. At Meridian, she'd be one voice among many, advising on a fund structure. At Hartwell, She'd be directing millions of dollars in giving, shaping the foundation's entire strategic vision. I need until tomorrow morning to make a final decision, Diana said. This is a life-changing choice, and I want to be certain I'm making it for the right reason. But Diana, let me offer one piece of advice. Don't just choose the safe option or the prestigious option. Choose the place where you can have the most impact doing work that matters to you.
Gotta be able to do stuff, man.
That evening, Diana sat with Maya and her mother at their small kitchen table, two offers laid out side by side like competing futures. Maya studied them with teenage seriousness, her mother with the hard-won wisdom of 7 decades. The Meridian position pays more upfront, Maya observed, but the foundation offers more long-term growth.
Yeah.
Money isn't everything, Diana's mother said quietly. Though it helps. Lord knows we've done without enough that I understand its value. But baby, I didn't work 3 jobs twice more weed to spend your life chasing $10,000. I did it so you have choices. This is your choice. What do you want? Diana sat in the office, seeing not just compensation figures and benefit packages, but 2 different versions of her future self. At Meridian, she'd be building financial tools for impact investing, working with the wealthy to deploy capital more responsibly. Important work, necessary work, well-compensated work. At Hartwell, she'd be directly funding programs.
This house is more stubborn than I am. Shit.
Seeing her ideas transform students in housing and opportunity.
Damn.
Who look like her, who struggle like she did, who needed change and power to actually understand their lives. I won't matter, Diana said finally. Not just to my family. I know I matter to you too, but to people I'll never meet. Those 247 workers whose pensions got liquidated. They'll never know my name, but they're out there somewhere struggling because someone with power made a choice that served profit over people. I want to make different choices. I want to prove that success and responsibility aren't mutually exclusive. Then you've already decided, her mother said with a knowing smile. You just needed to hear yourself say it out loud. Saturday morning, Diana called Rebecca Chief first. Rebecca, I'm incredibly grateful for the Meridian offer. Working with your team, building that impact fund, it would be remarkable. But I've accepted a position with the Hartwell Foundation as Director of Strategic Initiatives. Congratulations, Rebecca said warmly. Truly. You do amazing work there. And my door stays open.
Damn it.
If you ever want to consult with Meridian on specific projects, or if the Foundation wants to partner on community development investments, call me. Our goals align even if our organizations are different. I'd like that, Diana said. I believe that turning down an offer didn't mean burning the bridge. Thank you for taking a chance on me. It meant more than you know. Her call to Marcus was short. He answered on the first ring. I'm in, Diana said simply. When do I start? She heard Marcus's exhale of relief. Monday, if you're ready. We'll need to process paperwork, set up your office, introduce you to our nonprofit partners and community stakeholders. It's going to be intense. Good, Diana said. I'm done with easy. The next 4 days passed in rolling transition. Diana gave her notice at the Sterling Room, where Michael and Antoine threw her an impromptu celebration that involved the entire staff and possibly too much champagne from the blind side.
Yeah.
Antoine toasted her success with tears in his eyes. I knew you were destined for more than this, he said. Phil will miss you terribly. Who else will explain economic theory while balancing 6 plates? Visit me at the foundation, Diana urged. I'm serious. Your immigrant success story is exactly the kind of case study you should be learning from. Maya helped her mother shop for professional goals appropriate for the foundation. Older workers that felt simultaneously exciting and slightly surreal. Diana kept watching the balance, unable to believe she was buying suits she didn't have an inch of the calculate for prospect. Mom, you're allowed to enjoy success, Maya reminded her gently. You earned this. Monday morning, Diana Mitchell walked into the Hartwell Foundation offices not as visitor but as an employee. Her office was spacious, with windows overlooking the harbor and the desk large enough for the 3 computer monitors the IT
Come on,
department
Hoss.
insisted she need. Richard Hartwell stopped by personally to welcome her. "Don't make us regret this," he said with a gruff smile that softened his words. "Make us proud instead." "I'll do my best to do both," Diana replied. Regret and pride aren't mutually exclusive. Most meaningful change makes people uncomfortable before they appreciate it. Richard laughed. "You're going to be trouble. I'm looking forward to it." The first 3 months were exactly as intense as Marcus had warned. Diana delved into analyzing the foundation's existing programs, identifying what worked, what didn't, and why. She met with dozens of nonprofit partners, community leaders, and program participants, asking uncomfortable questions and listening to even more uncomfortable answers. Many existing programs were well-intentioned disasters, scholarship funds that selected students based on criteria that disadvantaged the most vulnerable, housing initiatives that created problems that remained unsolved, job training programs training people for jobs that no longer existed. Diana documented everything, then
I don't
presented
think
the
I'm
findings
supposed to
to
do
the
that
board with
one.
characteristic bluntness. "We're wasting approximately 40% of our energy
Let's
on
see.
programs that produce minimal measurable impact," she reported. "Not because the people running them are incompetent, but because the fundamental design is flawed. We're funding what makes us feel good instead of what actually works." The board's reaction was mixed. Some members appreciated her honesty. Others bristled at implications that decades of philanthropic work had been misdirected. But Richard backed her completely, giving Diana authority to phase out ineffective programs and develop new ones based on evidence rather than tradition. By month 6,
Damn,
Diana
that's
had
awesome.
launched 3 pilot programs, a workforce housing development in partnership with a manufacturing company in the Bronx, a comprehensive education support program that addressed not just tuition, but also child care and
Yeah.
transportation,
And we got
and
that
small
flood
business
by
activities
having
focused on young and minority entrepreneurs who
2 hits.
underserved communities. Each program
Why,
had
yes,
rigorous
yes,
data
you do.
collection and impact measurement. Diana insisted on transparency, publishing results publicly, including failures and adjustments. When the business incubator's first cohort showed only 40% success rate after 1 year, she didn't hide the numbers. Instead, she analyzed what went wrong, adjusted the support structure, and improved subsequent cohorts to 70%
Oh, it's
success.
not fighting anymore.
Most foundations vary their
Nope,
failures.
it's fighting.
Richard observed during the board meeting reviewing year 1 results. "We're publicizing yours." "Because failure is information," Diana replied. "If we pretend everything works perfectly, we learn nothing and improve nothing.
Ah, shit.
I'd rather be honest about our 40% failure rate and work
Yeah.
to improve it than claim 100%
I'm not
success
gonna look at
while
that one.
quietly ignoring the people who didn't cut it."
I could
By
already
year
tell.
2, the Hartwell Foundation's approach had attracted attention throughout the philanthropic sector. Diana was invited to speak at conferences, publish articles, advise other foundations struggling with similar questions about impact and accountability. She accepted some invitations, declined others, always prioritizing the actual work over the recognition. The Workforce Housing Project has become a case study in successful community development. 127 families housed in
Okay,
quality
stay here,
apartments
Hossy.
with stable employment, with 93%
We don't want you going anywhere.
employment after 18 months.
Good night. I cannot feed it to you. I could drop one, but that ain't gonna do shit, will it? Maybe if I drop one, it will eat one. Let's try that.
Most importantly, Diana had
Eat
built
the
something
carrot, Hossy.
unprecedented, a foundation that measured success by lives transformed.
Oh, look, I dropped the carrot for you.
That admitted mistakes openly, that treated community partners as equals rather than separate.
He did not take the bait.
Wealth as responsibility rather than reward. On the 2nd anniversary of her hire date, Marcus invited Diana to lunch at Sterling. She'd avoided returning since leaving.
At least I'm not falling down a mountain.
But she agreed. It felt like closing a circle. They sat at a different table, Diana insisted, and Marcus understood why, with Antoine personally selecting her wine and rival stopping by to congratulate Diana.
Ain't no way.
I heard about
See,
the housing project.
even that fall killed me.
My nephew got selected for one of the
Fucking
units. He's been working at that manufacturing plant, saving money, talking about buying his own place someday. You changed his life, Diana. After he left, Marcus studied Diana closely. You ever regret it? Susie was over already. They've been wildly successful. That impact fund has deployed over 300 million. You could have been part of it.
It's because I have like absolutely no stamina.
Question seriously. I think about it sometimes, she admitted. Rebecca's team is doing incredible work, and yes, I could have been part of something larger in terms of capital deployment. But Marcus, I know your nephew's family. I've met the students in our
I haven't been
education.
using it a lot, so I'm just
I've
gonna go
watched
ahead and use
single
them.
mothers become business owners through our incubator. The scale is smaller, but the connection is deeper. For me, that matters more.
Maybe the more stamina I have, the better I can.
My father told me last week that hiring you was the best decision the foundation ever made. And that's from a man who doesn't give compliments easily.
Damn.
What about you? Diana asked. You've been
Okay,
different since I
okay.
met you. Changed somehow.
He did not like me
Marcus
using
nodded slowly.
the potions of stamina. I don't think he threw me far.
It's uncomfortable. I'm still a captain.
This is getting annoying, to be honest. I should be able to take this motherfucker.
Understanding that my success
I've
is
tamed 2
that
horses.
other people's struggles are purely personal failures. That the system serves some people better than others, and those of us it serves our responsibilities because of that. Not despite.
Oh,
That's
you
growth,
a
Diana
dick.
said. Uncomfortable growth is usually the real sign.
Stop
As we
this.
finished lunch, Diana looked around the restaurant with new eyes.
You're gonna get both of us hot if you keep it up.
Invisible and essential simultaneously, watching the rugby from a position of enforced service. Now she returned as an equal.
Damn you.
Her voice carrying
Don't die.
without a second thought. But the
That fall
real
can't have killed me.
was soft.
The other falls, yeah, this one, no. Come on, get up,
No
get up.
longer is someone waiting for permission to act. Suddenly, plain
Damn.
confidence.
That fall almost did kill me.
That evening, Diana returned to her new apartment, still in Washington Heights.
You know why we got nothing to do yet?
Why?
Since I have only developed it.
So her mother didn't have to climb.
Too bad for them, they can't have
Mother
chocolate.
was at the kitchen side of the home. Her mother was watching television in the living room, and everything was exactly as it should be. How was lunch with Marcus? Maya asked without looking up from her calculus problem.
You dick horse.
Reflective. He wanted to know if
Come
I
on.
regretted my choice. Diana thought about the workforce housing families, the graduated students, the small business owners, the pilot programs showing promising results. The foundation is now calling for advice because they've heard about Hartwell's transformation. She thought about the difference between wealth and impact, between dollars deployed and lives changed.
He's a good horse now.
Not even a little bit, Diana said. I chose meaning over money, impact over prestige, and I'd make the same choice again in a heartbeat. Maya smiled,
Good horsey.
returning to her homeland. Good. Because I'm pretty proud of having a mom who's changing the world. Even if it means you're sometimes too busy to help with my calculus. I'm never too busy for that, Diana protested. Let me see. As she leaned over the daughter's shoulder,
The longer I'm
helping
on
lift
it,
the
the
daughter
more
with
it should
the
be
same patient
tamed,
determination
so
she brought to
it's
them.
not fighting me
Diana
now.
felt convinced that 15 years of struggle had taught her to recognize in value. This was success, not the dollar amount for the title or the office of Harvard leaders, though those were nice. But this, help people, to choose purpose over profit, to look the daughter in the eye and when she showed her disconnect enough power to use it responsibly.
Yes, horse, yes, you stay good. No more bucking. No, don't look at me like that. Tame. I tame you. I own you now. You're my horse. Don't look at me like that. You're not planning to buck me. We are going to sit here until you are learned to behave. No, you look off. Don't be looking at me. No. See, we're in your comfort zone. You like this area. I'm a nice person. You're gonna like me. We're gonna have fun together. Come on, horsey. No, don't even think about it. We're gonna move. No, bad horse. I told you no. I told you. We're gonna sit right here until you learn to behave yourself. No more bucking. I'm tired of it.
If this story moves you, inspires you, or made you think differently about success and responsibility, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Because stories like Diana's remind us all that change is possible, when we have the
No.
deep truth and the humility to listen. Together, we can build a world where everyone's voice matters, regardless of where they stand or what they serve. Thank you for watching. See you in the next story.
Did you see her jump out of the way when I started to fall?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she moved that quick. Her happy little butt right behind that.
Yes. That'll be the same.
Baby was kind of fall on her.
Son of a... I've been bucked up. This fucking horse has bucked me off like 100 times already. Damn. Dude. That was uncalled for. Look, you're gonna be my horse whether you like it or not. You already got the saddles and shit. It's not a bad saddle, to be honest. Better than that white one. Did you just... Delayed reaction there.
Good daddy. Yeah.
Come on.
Good.
You knocked me off again. What the fuck? Okay, I'm bugging. My Kyoko is definitely bugging right now. Maybe, and this is the crazy thought, maybe it's because I don't have the quest equipped when I force get onto it. I would have that fucking matter in here, but let's try it. tame you. That was a good throw, though. That was a good throw. It didn't do damage either. That's good. Oh, that's why it's just 2-2 though. I don't want it to be too high, but we don't need it too low either. Okay, Hoss, let's try this again.
In the mornings, it's because my legs don't want to hold me up at all. And at night, when I'm bad, bad. It's the intensity of pain in my... Oh, God.
Is this a
It's
good
the
sign? Hasn't fucked
intensity
me
of
yet?
pain in my neck
Yeah.
at night from bending over to do that.
Nope, not a good sign.
In the end, I'm just gonna have to get a fucking bed. And that's just fact. Oh, Lord.
Let me see. What is up with that music change? Do I want to do this? The last time I did. No, stop it. I'm gonna tire you out. Stop it.
How do you come way back down over here?
Well, go on, go lay down.
Come way back down over here. Daddy got the bed made up now. Yeah. Got the bed made up. Come over here, lay this camping bed down. That little sucker up here. Yeah. Come over here. Jackie. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. Come over here. You know? You do whatever you want. I love you, my baby.
don't know what I want to do for my baby baby. I'm gonna roll this one. Nope.
You know what? Hell, it is, too.
Yeah.
Or just like,
I don't know when this thing's gonna kill me when it bucks me off. We know making this the quest beforehand had no effect. But at least if I have it as an active quest to let me know when I fucking finish it, hopefully. Pop up completed.
this is young, my parents humiliated me for not owning a townhouse like my sister. They all laughed and charged the bill. She's been renting it from me for years. Table fell silent. My parents froze, and my sister now disappeared. Yeah, I guess so.
Right? See, this is what horses do. Let me guide you. Be a good horsey. Pop up, say tamed. Tell me you're tamed. Not tamed yet. You don't have to fight me at every time.
Okay, gentlemen of the world, notice what's hanging on the tree. Fact, it's not moss and doesn't harm trees. It's actually related to pineapples. Okay, gentlemen of the world, notice what's hanging on the tree. Fact, it's not moss.
We're not gonna get anywhere if I can't tame this bitch. Please. I thought I had it that time.